Hi, our today's topic is UPSC, Union Public Service Commission. Union Public Service Commission, commonly abbreviated as UPSC. UPSC is India's premier central recruitment agency for recruitment of all the Group A officers under Government of India. It is responsible for appointments to examinations for all of the Group A posts of all the Indian government establishments, which also includes all of the central public sector units and all of the central autonomous bodies. While Department of Personnel and Training is the central personnel agency in India, generally coming to the commission overview, UPSC was formed on 1st October 1926, that means 95 years ago. Preceding agencies: Federal Public Service Commission, Public Service Commission. Jurisdiction: Republic of India. Headquarters: Dholpur House, Shahjahan Road, New Delhi. Minister responsible: Ministry of Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions. Commission Executive: Dr. Manoj Soni, Chairman. Parent Department: Government of India. Child Commission, Public Service Commissions in India. Official website of this UPSC: upsc.gov.in. The agency's charter is granted by Part 14 of the Constitution of India, titled as Services under the Union and States. So this is also useful in government jobs. Part 14 schedule of the Constitution of India grants the agency charter titled as the Services under the Union and the States. The commission is mandated by the Constitution for appointments to the services of the Union and all India services. It is also required to be consulted by the government in matters relating to the appointment, transfer, promotion and disciplinary matters. The commission reports directly to the President and can advise the government through him. Although such advice is not binding on the government, being a constitutional authority, UPSC is amongst the few institutions which function with both autonomy and freedom, along with the country's higher judiciary and lately the Election Commission. The commission is headquartered at Dholpur House in New Delhi and functions through its own secretariat. Dr. Manoj Soni has been the chairman of UPSC since 5th April 2022. So it was established on 1st October 1926 as Public Service Commission. It was later reconstituted as the Federal Public Service Commission by the Government of India Act 1935, only to be renamed as today's Union Public Service Commission after the independence. So coming to the history and constitutional status and organizational structure, coming to the history of UPSC, the Royal Commission on the Superior Civil Services in India was set up under the chairmanship of Lord Lee Fairholme by the British government in 1923, which is also useful point in government jobs. The Royal Commission on the Superior Civil Services in India was set up under the chairmanship of Lord Lee Fairholme by the British government in 1923. Year is also useful and chairmanship name also useful. The Royal Commission and chairman Lord Lee of Fairholme. With equal numbers of Indian and British members, the commission submitted its report in 1924 recommending setting up of a public service commission. The Lee Commission, that means the Lord Lee of Fairholme, on his name, the commission name was stated like that. The Lee Commission proposed that 40% of future entrants should be British, 40% Indians directly recruited, and 20% Indians promoted from the provincial services. అంటే వాళ్ళ లీ కమిషన్ ఏం ప్రపోజల్ పెట్టిందంటే 40% ఏమో ఫ్యూచర్ ఎంట్రన్స్ అందరు కూడా బ్రిటిష్ వాళ్ళు ఉండాలి, 40% ఏమో ఇండియన్స్ ఉండాలి, మిగిలిన 20% ఏమో రిక్రూటెడ్ అయిన ఇండియన్స్లో ప్రమోషన్ వైజ్గా వాళ్ళ సర్వీసెస్ని బట్టి ప్రమోషన్స్ అనేవి ఉంటాయి అని వాళ్ళు లీ కమిషన్ వాళ్ళు ప్రపోజ్ చేశారు. దిస్ లీడ్ టు ది ఎస్టాబ్లిష్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ ది ఫస్ట్ పబ్లిక్ సర్వీస్ కమిషన్ ఆన్ 1st October 1926 under the chairmanship of Sir Rose Barker, which is also useful in government jobs. Point: chairmanship name and date. First Public Service Commission date. Establishment of First Public Service Commission on 1st October 1926 under the chairmanship of Sir Rose Barker. అంటే ఏ కమిషన్ ద్వారా ప్రపోజల్ పెట్టారంటే లీ కమిషన్. ఫస్ట్ రాయల్ కమిషన్, దానికి చైర్మన్షిప్ ఎవరు? లార్డ్ లీ ఆఫ్ ఫెర్హమ్. అందుకే ఆ బ్రిటిష్ గవర్నమెంట్ వాళ్ళు 1923 నుంచి కూడా ప్రాసెస్ చేశారు. సో దాంట్లో ఈక్వల్ నెంబర్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియన్ అండ్ బ్రిటిష్ మెంబర్స్ నుంచి ఆ కమిషన్ సబ్మిట్ చేశారు వాళ్ళ రిపోర్ట్ 1924లో. ఈ ప్రాసెస్ అంతా అయ్యే వరకు 1926 1st Octoberలో ఈ సర్వీస్ కమిషన్, పబ్లిక్ సర్వీస్ కమిషన్ ఫస్ట్ ఎస్టాబ్లిష్మెంట్ అయింది. దానికి చైర్మన్షిప్ అప్పుడు సర్ రోస్ వర్కర్. A mere limited advisory function was granted to the Public Service Commission, and the leaders of the freedom movement continually stressed on this aspect, which then resulted in the setting up of a Federal Public Service Commission under the Government of India Act 1935. స్టార్టింగ్ దానికి ఫెడరల్ పబ్లిక్ సర్వీస్ కమిషన్ ఉండేది. ఆఫ్టర్ ఇండిపెండెన్స్ మనం యూనియన్ పబ్లిక్ సర్వీస్ కమిషన్ అని మెన్షన్ చేస్తున్నాం. సో ద ఫెడరల్ పబ్లిక్ సర్వీస్ కమిషన్ బికేమ్ ది యూనియన్ పబ్లిక్ సర్వీస్ కమిషన్ ఆఫ్టర్ ఇండిపెండెన్స్. It was given a constitutional status with under of Constitution of India on 26th January 1950. సో ది కాన్స్టిట్యూషనల్ స్టేటస్ డేట్ కూడా ఒకవేళ మన క్వశ్చన్ అడిగే ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది గవర్నమెంట్ జాబ్స్లో. 26th January 1950 under the Constitution of India it was given a constitutional status to the UPSC. So coming to the constitutional status, సో మనకు పార్ట్ 14th ఆఫ్ ది కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా, ఇక్కడ ఆర్టికల్స్ కానీ షెడ్యూల్స్ కానీ మెయిన్గా కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్లో రిలేటెడ్గా క్వశ్చన్స్ ఎక్కువ అడిగే ఛాన్స్ ఉంటాయి జాబ్స్కైనా. సో ఆర్టికల్స్ 315 to 323 ఆఫ్ పార్ట్ 14th ఆఫ్ కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ titled as Services under the Union and at the States provide for a public service commission for the Union and for each state. Accordingly, as per Article 315, at union level, UPSC is amongst the few institutions which function with both autonomy and freedom along with the country's higher judiciary and lately the Election Commission. Appointment. As per Article 316, the chairman and other members of UPSC shall be appointed by the president. ఇక్కడ 2 points గవర్నమెంట్ జాబ్స్లో ఇంపార్టెంట్. సో ఇక్కడ ఎవరి ద్వారా అపాయింట్మెంట్ అనేది జరుగుతుంది? యూపీఎస్సీ చైర్మన్షిప్ కానీ మెంబర్షిప్ కానీ. ప్రెసిడెంటా, గవర్నరా, సంథింగ్ మెన్షన్ 4 ఆప్షన్స్ ఇస్తే మనకు ప్రెసిడెంట్. ఏ ఆర్టికల్ ద్వారా మనం వాళ్ళని రిక్రూట్మెంట్ చేస్తాం చైర్మన్ కానీ మెంబర్స్ని కానీ అంటే Article 316. సో ఇన్ కేస్ అంటే Article 315 to 323 పార్ట్ 14th షెడ్యూల్స్లోని కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్స్లో యూపీఎస్సీ రిలేటెడ్గా ఒక్కొక్క ఆర్టికల్కు ఒక్కొక్క ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఉంటుంది. సో ఇన్ కేస్ ఆఫ్ ది ఆఫీస్ ఆఫ్ ది చైర్మన్ బికమ్స్ వేకెంట్, హిస్ డ్యూటీస్ షిల్ బి పర్ఫార్మ్డ్ బై వన్ ఆఫ్ ది అదర్ మెంబర్స్ ఆఫ్ ది కమిషన్ as the president may appoint for the purpose. And also nearly half of the members of the commission shall be persons who at the dates of their respective appointments have held office for at least 10 years either under Government of India or under the Government of a state. సో స్టేట్లో కానీ ఇండియాలో కానీ కనీసం అట్లీస్ట్ ఒక 10 years ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ అయినా ఉండాలి వాళ్ళ అపాయింట్మెంట్ డేట్, రిక్రూట్మెంట్ అయిన డేట్ నుంచి. సో అట్లాంటి వాళ్ళు మాత్రమే ఎలిజిబుల్ ఉంటారు కమిషన్స్లో మెంబర్స్ లాగా రిక్రూట్ చేయడానికి, అది కూడా ప్రెసిడెంట్ రికమెండేషన్ ద్వారా. సో ఏ మెంబర్ వాళ్ళతో ప్రెసిడెంట్ ద్వారానే అపాయింట్మెంట్ జరుగుతుంది. సో ఏ మెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఏ యూనియన్ పబ్లిక్ సర్వీస్ కమిషన్ షిల్ హోల్డ్ ఆఫీస్ ఫర్ ఏ టర్మ్ ఆఫ్ 6 years ఫ్రమ్ ది డేట్ ఆన్ విచ్ హీ ఎంటర్స్ అపాన్ హిజ్ ఆఫీస్ or until he attains the age of 65 years, whichever is earlier. So 65 years వరకు రిటైర్మెంట్ ఏజ్ వాళ్ళకి. సో అట్లీస్ట్ వాళ్ళు 6 years టర్మ్ ఉంటుంది యూపీఎస్సి ఆఫీస్ యొక్క టర్మ్. ఇది కూడా క్వశ్చన్ యూస్ఫుల్ ఉంటుంది. నెక్స్ట్ అండర్ ఆర్టికల్ 318, సో 316 ఏమో అపాయింట్మెంట్ రిలేటెడ్గా చైర్మన్ అండ్ మెంబర్స్. నెక్స్ట్ అండర్ ఆర్టికల్ 318 ద ప్రెసిడెంట్ ఈజ్ ఎంపవర్డ్ టు డిటర్మైన్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ మెంబర్స్ ఆఫ్ ది కమిషన్ and their conditions of service. So here the president is empowered to determine number of members of the commission and their conditions of the service. So services యొక్క conditions ని number of members ని సో డిటర్మైన్ చేయడం కోసం ఆర్టికల్ 318. ఫర్దర్ ఇది ఒక క్వశ్చన్ యూస్ఫుల్ ఉంటుంది మనకి. ఫర్దర్ he can make provision with respect to the number of members of the staff of the commission and their conditions of the service too. And also conditions of the service cannot be varied to his disadvantage after his appointment. Next, as per article 319, a person who holds office as chairman shall on the expiration of his term of office be ineligible for reappointment to that office, but a member other than the chairman of the Union Public Service Commission shall be eligible for appointment as the chairman of the UPSC or as the chairman of a state public service commission, but not for any other employment either under the government of India or under the government of a state. అంటే మళ్ళీ ఎవరైతే చైర్మన్ అయితే ఉన్నారో యూపీఎస్సీకి రిటైర్ అయిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ రీఅపాయింట్మెంట్ చేయడానికి మాత్రం ఎలిజిబుల్ ఉండదు. బట్ అందులో ఉన్న మెంబర్స్ను మాత్రం చైర్మన్షిప్గా అపాయింట్మెంట్ చేయడానికి ఎలిజిబుల్ ఉంటుంది. అది కూడా మళ్ళీ వేరే గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా అదర్ పోస్ట్ కానీ వేరే స్టేట్ పోస్ట్ కానీ రిక్రూట్ చేయడానికి ఎలిజిబుల్ కాదు. అండ్ ఆల్సో ద చైర్మన్ ఆఫ్ ఎ స్టేట్ పబ్లిక్ సర్వీస్ కమిషన్ షిల్ బి ఎలిజిబుల్ ఫర్ అపాయింట్మెంట్ యాజ్ ది చైర్మన్ ఆర్ ఎనీ అదర్ మెంబర్స్ ఆఫ్ ది యూపీఎస్సీ యూనియన్ పబ్లిక్ సర్వీస్ కమిషన్. The chairman of a state public service commission shall be eligible for the appointment as the chairman or any other member of the UPSC. అంటే స్టేట్ నుంచి యూనియన్ గవర్నమెంట్కి దాంట్లో మెంబర్గా కానీ చైర్మన్గా కానీ రిక్రూట్ చేయడానికి అపాయింట్మెంట్ చేయడానికి ఛాన్స్ ఉంటుంది, ఎలిజిబుల్ ఉంటుంది. దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆర్టికల్ 319. సో 316 ఓవర్, దట్ ఈస్ ఫర్ అపాయింట్మెంట్. నెక్స్ట్ 318 ఆర్టికల్ ఈజ్ ఓవర్, దట్ ఈస్ ఫర్ టు డిటర్మైన్ ది నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ members of UPSC and also conditions of the service. Next, article 319, the eligibility of the chairman memberships and the ineligibility conditions. Next, removal and suspension as per article 317. So ఇంతకుముందు 316, 318, 319 over. Now 317. The chairman or any other member of a public service commission shall only be removed from their office by order of the president on the ground of misbehavior after the Supreme Court on reference being made to it by the president, and has on enquiry reported that the chairman or such other members are to be removed. So the president may suspend the chairman or other member of the commission until report of the Supreme Court is received. So article 319 ప్రకారం ప్రెసిడెంట్కి సస్పెండ్ చేసే ఛాన్సెస్ ఉంటాయి, మెంబర్ని కానీ చైర్మన్ కానీ యూపీఎస్సీ యొక్క. ఐదర్ ఒక సుప్రీంకోర్టు ఆర్డర్ వచ్చే వరకు కూడా సస్పెండ్ చేసే రైట్స్ ప్రెసిడెంట్కి ఉంటాయి. అదే కాకుండా వాళ్ళు కమిషన్కి వాళ్ళ ఎంక్వైరీ ద్వారా వచ్చే రిపోర్ట్ను సబ్మిట్ చేసే కూడా వాళ్ళని రిమూవ్ చేసే రైట్స్ ఉంటాయి. సో ఆన్ ది గ్రౌండ్స్ ఆఫ్ మిస్బిహేవియర్ ఆఫ్టర్ ది సుప్రీం కోర్ట్ ఆర్డర్. So the chairman or any other member of a public service commission shall only be removed from their office by order of the president on the ground of misbehavior after the Supreme Court. The president may also remove the chairman or any other member of the commission if he or she or they is adjudged and insolvent or engaged during their term of office in any paid employment outside the duties of their office, and is or in the opinion of the president unfit to continue in office by reason of infirmity or of mind or body. The chairman or any other member cannot hold an office of profit or otherwise they shall be deemed to be guilty of misbehavior. So ఇట్లాంటి ఆఫీస్ ఆఫ్ ప్రాఫిట్ రిలేటెడ్గా కానీ, సో వాళ్ళు బయట పేడ్ ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ కానీ డ్యూటీస్ కానీ చేయకూడదు. నెక్స్ట్ ఫంక్షన్ యాజ్ పర్ ఆర్టికల్ 320. నౌ 316, 318, 319, 317 ఓవర్. నౌ యాజ్ పర్ ఆర్టికల్ 320 functions, it shall be duty of UPSC conduct examinations for appointments to the services of the union. It shall also assist two or more states, if requested so, in framing and operating schemes of joint recruitment for any services. UPSC shall be consulted on all matters relating to the methods of recruitment to civil services and for civil posts, making appointments to civil services and posts, making promotions and transfers from one service to another, the suitability of candidates for such appointments, promotions or transfers, on all disciplinary matters against a civil servant serving in a civil capacity, including memorials or petitions relating to such matters, on any claim by or in respective of a person who is serving or has served in a civil capacity, that any cost incurred by him in defending legal proceedings instituted against him in respective of acts done or purporting to be done in the execution of his duty should be paid out of the consolidated fund of India. On any claim for the award of a pension in respective of injuries sustained by a person while serving in a civil capacity, and any question as to the amount of such award, it shall be the duty of a UPSC to advise on any matter referred to them, provided that the President has not made any regulations specifying the matters in which it shall not be necessary for UPSC to be consulted. And expenses, article as per article 322. So 320 article over regarding functions. Next, expenses regarding as per article 322. The expenses of UPSC, including any salaries, allowances, pensions payable to or in respect of members of the staff of the commission, shall be charged on the consolidated fund of India. Extension of functions as per article 321. An act made by the Parliament may provide for the exercise of additional functions by the UPSC Commission with respect to services of the Union. So, extension of functions ki article 321. Next, expenses ki article 322. Next, as per article 323, reporting related. So, it will be the duty of the UPSC to annually present a report to President of the work done by the Commission. On receipt of such report, the President shall present a copy before each House of Parliament, together with a memorandum, if any, explaining the reasons where the advice of the Commission was not accepted by him. So, which is related to reporting as per article 323. Annually, it is the duty of UPSC to present a report to the President of the work done by Commission. Organizational structure. Coming to the organizational structure, the Commission consists of the chairman and the other members appointed by the President of India. Usually the Commission consists of 9 to 11 members, which is also useful in exam. How many members the Commission had? 9 to 11 members, including the chairman. So every member holds office for a term of 6 years or until he attains the age of 65 years, whichever is earlier. The terms and conditions of services of chairman and members of commission are governed by the UPSC Members Regulation 1969. So which is also useful. UPSC Members Regulation 1969. So the terms and conditions of the services of chairman and members of the commissions are governed by. The chairman and any other members of the commission can submit his resignation at any time to the President of India. He may be removed from his office by the President of India on the ground of misbehavior only if an inquiry of such misbehavior is made and upheld by the Supreme Court, or if he is adjudged insolvent or engaged during his term of office in any paid employment outside the duties of his office, or in the opinion of the President, unfit to continue in office by reason of infirmity of mind or body. Next, Secretariat. The Commission is serviced by a Secretariat headed by a Secretary with 4 additional secretaries, a number of joint secretaries, deputy secretaries, and other supporting staff. The Secretariat for administrative purpose is further divided into divisions, each undertaking have a specific responsibility. Administration administers the Secretariat as well as looks after personal matters of chairman or members and other officers or staff of the Commission. Next, All India Services. Recruitment to All India Services is done either by direct recruitment through civil services examination or by the promotion from the state service. The AIS branch handles the promotions of state service officers to IAS, IPS, IFS. It also handles policy matters relating to All India Services and amendments in the promotion regulations of respective services. Appointments. It carry out appointments to central services based on promotion, based on proposals from various ministries, departments or union territories, and from certain local bodies, and by the means of deputation and absorption. Examination. It carries out merit-based selection and the recommendation of candidates through various examinations such as engineering services examination, medical services examination, defense services examination, civil services examination, etc. to Group A and Group B services of Government of India. Next one, general, primarily deals with day-to-day housekeeping works for commission like arrangements and facilitation for conduction of examinations by the UPSC, printing annual report, which is general. Next, coming to recruitment, this branch carries out the direct recruitment. Out of 3 possible mechanisms of direct recruitment: recruitment by promotion, recruitment by transfer, and permanent absorption by selection to all Group A and certain Group B posts of the services of the Union, including some Union territories. This recruitment are done either by selection, interview, or through competitive examination. Recruitment rules. The Commission is mandated under the Article 320 of the Constitution of India. Read along the UPSC exemption from consultation regulations 1958 to advise on framing and amending of the recruitment and service rules for various Group A and Group B posts in the Government of India, and certain autonomous organizations like EPFO, ESIC, DJB, NDMC, and municipal corporations of Delhi. This branch carries out this responsibility by facilitating the ministries, departments, or UT administrations and autonomous organizations in this regard. Services 1. Handles disciplinary cases received from various ministries or departments and state governments for advice of the Commission as required under Article 323C. So, Services 1 handles the disciplinary cases. Services 2 handles all the other cases that Services 1 branch doesn't. It compiles the annual report and also it coordinates visits to foreign delegations, correspondence with foreign countries, and hosting of international events concerning public service commissions, including the SAARC member states. So, present from term started from 5th April 2022, term end 27th June 2023. The chairman position. Service academician, former vice chancellor. Name Dr. Manoj Soni. So, which is also useful in government job exams. Who is the chairman of the current members of the commission? Present chairman Dr. Manoj Soni. Members Smita Nagaraj, M. Satyavati ma'am, IAS, those are IAS people. Smita Nagaraj sir, M. Satyavati ma'am, Bharat Bhushan Vyas, TCA Anant, Indian Economy Service, and Rajiv Nayan Chaubey, IAS, term 2022, 2023, 2024, term sense of these members. The chairmen: October 1926 to August 1932, almost 6 years. Sir Ross Barker, first chairman. Next, David Petrie. Finally, present 2022 5th April, incumbent Dr. Manoj Soni. So first and last important mostly. Before Pradeep Kumar Joshi, 7th August 2022, 4th April 2022. 2020 నుంచి 2022 వరకు ప్రదీప్ కుమార్ జోషి సార్ చైర్మన్ ఆఫ్ ది యూపీఎస్సీ. నౌ డాక్టర్ మనోజ్ సోని, ఫస్ట్ రోస్ బార్కర్. So this is the information related to UPSC OD. Thank you everyone. So in upcoming sessions we are going to discuss about the syllabus of the UPSC prelims, mains, and the category wise explanation sessions of the prelims and mains subjects, and a CRT and CRT syllabus coverage also, almost useful in all government jobs, academic textbooks, question and answers, MCQs. So in upcoming sessions, general knowledge and current affairs also, you will frame the questions regarding government jobs or personal knowledge development. So inform to everyone in your contacts. Please subscribe, like and share to your known ones. Forward to all your contacts, which is useful to them also. Thank you everyone. Thank you.